Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Post Credits here on the Post Credits channel, part of the Let's Get Ready network. It's a mouthful now, Brandi. I'm Adelia. I'm here with Brandi. We haven't been here in a few weeks.
Yeah. Circumstances kind of hit us in different ways. You had the week of the third episode,
Yeah,
you had a trip that was unexpectedly that came up.
yeah,
And
work
then
trip, unexpected.
and then when the fourth episode came and we were about to record, I had something come up with my family and we had to postpone things for a little bit until I had a moment to breathe.
Yeah, so
But
we're back.
we're back. We're here. We're sorry for our people that watch us. I apologize. I mean,
I apologize too.
stuff happens beyond our control sometimes, and I did not expect it to hit us one after the other.
Yeah. So it's actually been 3 weeks since
Yeah,
we've been here because episode 3 happened. Then we had Thanksgiving week where there
Thanksgiving.
wasn't an episode. Then last week was episode 4. This week is episode 5. We're going to try to get that out for you
Yes,
guys.
I'm really trying. I'll let people know. My mother ended up in the hospital the day before Thanksgiving with a bad kidney infection. She was in the hospital for a week, and then she just got transferred on Thursday to the rehab center. And within 5 hours of being at the rehab center in the nursing home, she fell. And so she had a trip to the hospital, which everything was okay. She does have bruising on her. But then the next day, she tried to also get up and fell again, but the nurses caught her in like that situation. And so now she has to be put out in the hallway to be watched. So she was having a little bit of a confusion why she was out there. So now I got to go there every day so that she's not put in the hallway with everybody, so that she's watched. And so I'm babysitting my mom at the nursing home and not getting
Yeah.
paid. I'm doing a full shift at the nursing home and not getting paid for it. That's
Yeah.
the story of my life. But so yes, we've been. I got to get home a little bit earlier today, so that I was like, Adelia, I finally got to catch up on everything. Let's do this. So here we
Yeah.
are,
So here
and
we are.
so I apologize for all the mishaps that have been happening. But it's
Oh,
beyond our control.
it is beyond our control and it's
Hmm.
totally fine. Like the episodes will be here. We just have to get to them when
Hey,
it works in our lives.
just like the episodes, we have conflict, we solve it. And that's what
Yeah.
some of these things that happen in some of these episodes. So let's
Yeah.
get to it.
We're gonna do episodes 3 and 4 of Happy's Place, season
Mhm.
2, right now. And for those of you who also watch our Stumble reviews, we'll be doing episodes 3 through 5 together, hopefully,
Yes.
this weekend. And so check that out. But let's talk about episode 3 first. It's titled Straw Man. It aired on
Mhm.
November 21st, 2025.
Mhm.
The synopsis of it is when Gabby asks Bobby to help vet men to be her potential donor, Bobby is happy to participate until she discovers Gabby is considering Emmett for the donation. And also, Isabella is asked to be the guest speaker for Dakota's daughter's class. What'd
Yippee.
you What'd you think of this episode?
Um, I always enjoy the camaraderie that they all have in different,
It's
but they had
such a great ensemble.
yes, it is a great ensemble. They had two different things going on, which
Yeah.
two different things. They all come together to fruition and stuff. And I see now there's like more continuation this season with
Yeah,
different
it does
things.
seem to be
It's
that way.
yeah, it's a more different kind of approach. There's a continuation to a lot of things, which was they had some continuation last year, but it was more individual.
Yeah, there were a lot of
Like,
bottle episodes last
yeah.
year. So like the storyline for the episode and then we move on.
Hmm.
This year seems to be a lot of continuation and this one of course dealing with Gabby wanting to have a baby.
Hmm. I think this is the whole season is going to be
Yeah,
dealing with that.
I agree. So we started the episode with Gabby like trying to choose between donors on a website
Hmm.
and she's like talking about like how it would be cute if her baby had an accent because the guy's from Australia and it's like baby wouldn't have an accent, Gabby. That's not how that works.
Sorry. Sorry.
It's all right.
I'm trying to mute, but I can't find the button to do it.
No, it's fine. Nyla.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Okay. Brandy's dog Nyla is making an appearance on the show. Um, I thought this was really funny because they were doing a lot of joking around, and everybody ends up wanting to go talk to Emmett so they can tell him the jokes because Gabby doesn't think that they're very funny. Oh, there's Nyla.
I got it. Yeah, I, I, I was like, get up here, so I could keep her from barking because there was people at the front door. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Everybody kept saying, "I need to go talk to Emmett," which was really funny.
I forgot I have my cookie back here, so she's trying to go back at my face. So that didn't work. That backfired on me. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
Life, in my life. My
Yeah,
life is lifing. Okay,
life is
are we gonna stop?
lifing. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, what did you think of like this approach they took to how Gabby is trying to find a donor?
Um, I don't know a lot about this, but I was
I
like,
don't either.
I know there's a process of picking things out. I've seen stuff on like different shows of looking through books and like
Yeah,
personality profiles, but Steve, they going a little bit beyond that and
they
like
do.
finding that was a lot. I
Yeah,
would
so
have been
she settles on a guy named Chase, I believe.
chance.
Chance.
Take a
Chance.
chance on chance.
Take a chance on Chance.
Uh-huh.
But she wants to know more about him, so they track him down.
Steve did.
And Steve lures him to Happy's place with the coupon for free
Burger and fries.
burger and fries.
Uh-huh.
And then Gabby gets Bobby to go over and talk to him,
Hmm.
and that does not go well because
No.
it ends up figuring out because Bobby tells
Bobby
him.
Bobby tells him because she's a little bit a weird it's like a weird thing. Like, oh, I'd like to get to know you. And he's like, yeah, no offense, but you're not in my age demographic,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
And she's like, no, I like to get to know my customers. He's like, yeah, I really don't want to do that. And I was like, that was a very awkward moment. And I wasn't down for it. I mean, I wasn't,
yeah.
it just,
It
yeah,
was weird.
it was
It was weird.
weird and a bit much.
Yeah.
Yeah, for them, let's lure this guy with a coupon, and he called them coupon, coupon clip, something clipping
The coupon
something.
clipper thing, I forget what Steve called
I
him,
forget what
but
he called it, but it was a good name. Oh my god, it's gonna drive me nuts until I figure out what the frick it was.
let me see if I can find it. But yeah, it was
But,
really weird way to approach this. Like
uh,
they could have done any number of things to have Gabby change her mind about taking a chance on Chance.
yeah,
And I thought this way was just very strange.
yeah, it was a little much for me. My dog's on my lap and won't let me stop. I can't stop petting her, so she keeps nudging me. But yeah, no, I didn't really care for that. And then we had the other storyline, the other storyline with Dakota and Kimmy and
Clippopotamus.
the Clippopotamus. So I knew it was
That
something.
was it. Yeah.
Then we had Isabella, Kimmy, Dakota had his daughter at the bar, and she was trying to get Beyonce was to be a speaker,
Yeah.
and she had to do a presentation. And Isabella's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? Extra paper, extra credit?" And she's like, "No, I gotta introduce."
Isabella is such a nerd, and I
Oh,
say that lovingly.
I love it too.
Yeah.
And
We see more of that in episode 4.
mhm,
But she's just like encouraging Kimmy, which I think is
mhm,
great to keep
mhm,
going. And she talks about how she sent a bunch of emails to Angela Merkel, the former
mhm,
chancellor of Germany, to get her to do a phone interview or something.
mhm,
So, I thought this was nice. But the second that Kimmy said, "You know what? Will you come speak to our
mhm.
class?" I knew it was not going to end well for Isabel.
Oh, always. It's never an end well moment. But she's like, at first she took it. I was like, "Ooh, back up to Beyonce," and the little
Yeah.
dance she did was cute.
The little dance she did was very cute.
I love Isabella. She's definitely grown on me a lot.
Yeah.
I love her
She
quirky personality. She fits.
she
It
feels
fits.
like more of a character this season because
Hmm.
we're getting to know more about her and not just, oh, she's the, you know,
Sister that came
daughter
out of,
that
yeah.
the daughter that Happy never talked to, and she's not just the sister that Bobby didn't necessarily want. It's like they've settled into this role where Bobby's glad she's there now.
Hmm.
She needed a little sister and
Hmm.
she recognizes that now. And it's not just all about Isabella's parentage anymore.
No,
I feel like that's what it was last season.
stop her. I stopped thinking she went up sideways and now is looking right at me. I was like, thought she was gonna jump up at me. I was like, don't do it. That was my don't
Yeah.
do it face. No, I'd like, yeah, we could have went the typical route where, Bobby didn't like the sister being around and his sister
Yeah.
showing up and have that, but Bobby fully embraced, okay, this is my life, this is what happened, my dad had this, and I'm gonna embrace having my sister, and I like this girl, and she's
Yeah.
my family. I like
Yeah.
that the embrace, and
Yeah,
then
because so many times in TV shows we
yeah,
see like the
hate.
half sister we didn't know about come in, and then it's a bunch of cattiness,
Hmm.
and we don't like each other and all of that. I'm glad that that's not this show.
Yeah, I'm glad that that went that way too, because it could have easily been the cliched, oh,
Yeah,
this girl came in my life, I don't like her, why is she around? Or the sister coming in and being resentful that the other sister had all this stuff and didn't have it, and now she like is pretending to like her but hates her. But that's
yeah,
none of that. That's none of that here. And I
none of
like
that.
it. And
Yeah,
Isabella is her own person, and you see some of her stuff, and she's like, "Ooh, school something! I get to be the presentation." And then Kimmy's interviewing her, and then some of the stuff that she's saying, she's like, "Well, I didn't get to go to that school. I
hmm,
don't have that job. I live with my sister. This bar is not my bar. I help work at it, and yeah, she realized that a lot of it's not her own. Like,
yeah,
so now it's got her thinking, so now she's going deeper into herself. And so we get that, but you know, she gets back to the bar and was like, I need a drink, basically. Like, now, like, but they weren't necessarily, they said 11-year-olds, the class of 11-year-olds. I didn't necessarily find all of her stuff like bad questions. Like, it
no, it
wasn't,
wasn't bad
no,
questions. It was
they weren't,
just
it wasn't
questions
really,
that for Isabella were questions that made her question everything about what she's accomplished.
mhm, yeah. And it wasn't like, because there was like, oh, these 11th graders are brutal, but they weren't really, I didn't find them to be that brutal. They were pretty, you get the good crowd every once in a while, and these seem to be a
Yeah,
good crowd
yeah. I
of
was
kids.
expecting like questions from the audience, the
Hmm.
rest of the class,
Yeah.
that would make Isabella feel more uncomfortable, and that just didn't happen.
No, but she said, I got my own bathroom, and they were like, woo!
Yeah, yeah,
It's like, yeah, your own bathroom, because a lot of them, we got siblings. Sometimes we want our own bathrooms.
yes, absolutely. Um,
Back to,
then we go back to Gabby. She's talking to
mhm,
Steve about how like she just wants to like kind of know about the person,
yeah.
and Steve says, "Well, you never asked me."
Hmm.
And she goes, "I didn't think you would." And he goes, "Well, I never would, but you didn't
Yeah.
ask me. It's nice to be asked."
Uh-huh.
And then they agree that Dakota has a bunch of kids
Uh-huh.
already. And she goes, "You know who would be great for this is Emmett.
Uh-huh.
He's good looking. Apparently, his
Hair's all
hairline is
there,
still
skips
pretty good.
generations.
Yeah.
Skips generations.
Yeah. His calm genes would even out Gabby's craziness."
Hmm.
And s- she's like, "He's too old." Or Steve says he's too old. And she goes, "Al Pacino had a
He was,
kid at 83," which
he's
is
like,
real and absolutely insane.
uh-huh. And then he said it's in a stroller. Steve says
Yeah,
something
Al
about it
Pacino's the
was
one in the
in a
stroller.
stroller. And I was like, that's funny. That was
Yeah,
a
that
funny
is
line.
funny. Yeah.
But
Um,
and
Steve
then
goes and tells Emmett.
hmm then Bobby finds out. Who tells her? Was it
I think Emmett tells her.
Emmett?
Or she comes in while Steve and Emmett are
Oh
talking
yeah,
or
that's
something
right.
like that.
Yeah, and then she thinks that Emmett's gonna have the baby with her.
Yeah.
I like
And
some of that stuff out from that came funny.
it was
with
very funny.
with Reba being like, "There better be just talking." He goes, "Well, I just said this," and she goes, "Well, you only say 3 lines, so
Yeah, you only say 3 sentences a day or something like that.
yeah, something like that." And one of
Um,
them was about the baby,
yeah,
like,
about the babies.
and then he says, "We're at that point in our relationship where you get to tell me who not to impregnate, not to impregnate other women," something like that. And I was like, "Oh, that was funny."
That was funny.
It was a funny
Yeah.
one. And then
Um,
seems like Emmett goes and talks to Gabby because he thinks, "Oh, she wants me." And she's like, "No, I don't want," like, basically, like,
yeah.
"No, you're not who I want." Like,
Well, before Emmett goes and talks to Gabby,
mhm,
Bobby and Gabby talk, and
mhm.
Bobby compliments Emmett on his
Jeans.
pants,
Yep, his jeans.
and then he
He said,
says that he doesn't know how to take a compliment, and then is telling Gabby about his many genetic flaws. And Gabby's like, "Why are you putting down Emmett?" And she's like, "Oh, it's not his fault. It's just bad breeding."
yeah, it was. I like how he's like, yeah, he complimented and he's like, I'm gonna return them." That made me
Yeah,
laugh. Where he's like, "I'm
yeah,
returning them." I'm returning these jeans.
yeah. Um, and then Emmett and Bobby talk, and she's just like, "I don't want you to do this." And Abels goes, and he's like, "I was afraid you wanted me to."
Too, yeah. He thought that Bobby wanted Emmett
Yeah.
to be Gabby's baby daddy.
Then Emmett goes and talks to Gabby
But
and says,
that was a sweet stuff, like him going and talking to her and stuff.
"Yeah,
And he was basically telling her that you don't have the time to wait, you know. And
yeah,
waiting isn't pretty much an option because she wants to look for the right guy. She didn't want the other guys because she didn't want they were going to be her second choices to the one choice that she
mhm,
the first choice, so she didn't want that. And
yeah,
so he he basically says, you know, he would have loved to have a little Emmett Jr. to go fishing with or a little Emily to dance with, you know, like, but
yeah."
it
But he
never
made the
happened.
decision
He
not
made the
to.
decision not to, yeah. And there are people like I made the decision not to. Like I could have
So did I.
and in my own life, yeah, so a lot of this can like people are like, "Oh, it's too late." I mean, I am older, but I mean, I mean, it's not impossible. That's what I was
Yeah,
impossible. Not impossible, but I think I'm too old and I don't want to take that chance if something happens. You know what I mean? We do get older. Men actually and men can go for Al Pacino like
yeah.
age
It's
3.
mentioned in the episode actually that men don't lose their fertility. So
No. No,
yeah,
but us women do, and it is a
women
and
do.
it yeah, yeah, but it is a thing, you know, and I like how they have some real life things saying, you know,
Yeah,
like my sisters. Listen, I'm blessed with 9 nieces and nephews that I'm basically like a second mother to. You know, I've been there for all of them. I'll be there for all of them, and now they're having kids, and now I'm going to be there for their kids. So I'm like, I didn't physically have them, like through my body, but I physically had them by my side and in my arms, you know, like I had them.
yeah,
So we
yeah,
all have a choice, and my choice was I knew I was going to be the caretaker, and I have all my kids, and my friends' kids are my nieces and nephews, even though they're not blood related, but they still call me auntie. So I like that role. Like
yeah,
I love this role. I just got married, and I have a stepson now. I mean, that's my role. I'm like, and we make choices, and these are the choices we make. Emmett made the choice of, you know, not having kids, and Gabby wants to have a kid, and Emmett's basically telling her, like, you don't have a lot of time to wait. This is not like let me wait it out, weigh my options because you don't have that time left.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how old she's supposed to be in the show.
I don't know how old she's supposed to be in the show either.
Mm-hmm.
I think we tried to figure that out last year.
Yeah.
I don't
I know
remember what we
Melissa
did.
Peterman is older than what her character would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's supposed to be in her 40s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Which is
remember where in her
probably
40s,
around
but
probably closer to our ages.
yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
early to mid.
Early to mid 40s.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite line in this scene between Gabby and Emmett was when Gabby told him, you and I having a baby together while you're dating my best friend. I
Mm-hmm.
like country songs. I don't want to be
Want to be
one.
what? That was hilarious.
It's
The
hilarious.
lines that they have in this show, like some of them, like hit like
They
right
have
out the
good
ballpark.
writing
They do.
on this show.
They do, and I appreciate it. I like some of the storylines, some if like the stuff with Chance being there, I
Yeah,
didn't really
some of
quite
the
like.
storylines are not the best sometimes, but the writing of the storylines is usually really strong.
Mm-hmm. But we get there, we get the little flub, and then we're like, okay, boop, to the thing, and it gets us to another part, which that's like,
Yeah.
and so that stuff with episode 3 continued with some of the episode 4. I don't know if you want to, are we done with 3?
We just have to say that Gabby does pick someone in the end,
Yes,
and
she
she
does.
picks a guy named Luigi.
Which I Luigi for me, I just see the character from Mario every
Yeah.
time I think of Luigi. But then I was like, there was another Luigi that I was like, oh no. But I thought that
Yeah.
was how they at the end it was like, oh, look, wouldn't that chin be cute on a baby?
Yeah. And they all obviously disagree, but Bobby encourages them to be like, "Oh yeah, it'd be great."
I was like, she's just like, I just made a baby or I just had a baby, and I like to cuddle afterwards. I just started laughing at that.
Yeah, that's funny.
And they're all, Dakota's trying to get Steve into the hug with him.
Yeah.
They do hug a lot. They're a huggy group.
They are. They are a huggy group. So that's episode 3. I
Mhm.
like that episode a lot.
Beside the chance stuff, it was good. I like
Beside the chance stuff, yeah.
it.
And then we had episode 4,
Mhm.
which was called Testing Testing. And the synopsis is after Bobby notices how much Isabella misses school, she signs them both up for an online course, unaware of how serious Isabella would take it. And Gabby wears Isabella's old Stanford sweatshirt, tricking customers into believing she went there. I like how there's always like an A plot and a B plot
Uh-huh.
in these episodes,
Yeah.
but I did not understand what was supposed to be funny about Gabby tricking people into believing she went to Stanford.
And then we find out in the twist of things.
Yeah.
But
Like,
we start off in the episode is we start off in Isabella's room. I was like Gabby's
Bella's
room.
room.
And they're
And we're
moving.
gonna mess up on the names.
I
We're
I
just
do it all the
destined to
time.
always mess up on
I
the names.
I do it all the time. They're moving her bed and they're cleaning stuff out of the thing. She's making room for a desk that she asked
Yes.
Dakota to make her, and Dakota's gonna make it because she went and did that for Kimmy, so he's gonna make her a desk for her room for show his appreciation for her going to help his daughter out.
Mm-hmm.
She wants so they're going through stuff and Gabby finds the Stanford sweatshirt. She's like, "Oh, I like this. Red's my color because it's a red sweater in Stanford." And she's like, "Oh, because there was a lamp was Bobby's daughter's, and they were like, oh, get rid of that." And Bobby's like, "What?" And then she's like, found this sweater, and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna keep it?" And then she's like, "No, get rid of it." She's like, "Are you sure?" And Gabby's like, "Can I have it? Red's my color." Like, so like, yeah, they give it to Gabby. Isabella gives it to Gabby. Oh my god, I almost did it again. So then, Gabby wears the shirt to the bar, and she was like, "Oh, this lady just, stopped me. She thought I went to Stanford, and ha ha ha, like, I told her I would put a word in for her son." And then, Emmett was they were Emmett was there and was like, "Oh, Gabby went, you know, to Sam." He's like, "No, she didn't." Like he wasn't believing her, but it, Emmett and then Gabby, yeah, I almost said Isabella again. Gabby convinced Steve, yeah, she did go for a year. And
Yeah.
he's like, she majored in got your ass.
That was funny.
So yeah. And then Dakota is making the desk for Isabella, and Isabella wants uh
Boss
something to
babe chic
boss babe chic.
desk.
Yeah, I almost said badass. Boss because I just said got your ass, so I had
Yeah.
ass, but
Yeah.
boss babe chic, and he don't know what that means. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know
I
what
love
that
how he's
means.
like, I'm gonna ask my daughter. Ask the 11-year-old.
Nobody knows what that is. He's like,
Yeah.
is it oak? Is it this? Is it
Yeah.
um
Um, so
so
they team up to trick people
yeah,
that Gabby went to Stanford.
because they tricked uh
Steve.
Steve, and then the other lady thought they're like, oh, wouldn't it be fun to just like get our customers to believe we went there, like you went there and and then so then that comes about that she's telling customers about going to Stanford and
Yeah. I loved Emmett's line of, yeah, that'll be great payback for all the can you put the sauce on the side requests.
mhm,
This is the part I don't understand.
mhm.
Like, why would that be good payback?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just to say, the Stanford stuff because Isabella didn't is guilty, and so she's going through that stuff from the previous episode when she went to the school and made her feel like she hasn't done much, so she wants to try to get back more, so and then Bobby cheers her up by like, hey, so then this is the other plot is I signed us up for a online uh course on cooking. They got to do that anyway for the restaurant, so
It's a
they're gonna
food safety
yeah,
course.
food safety course. So she's something with cooking. So I was like, she's
Yeah.
like, yay, I can't wait. I'm so excited. Like I get to study with my sister because this is the nerd part of her, and Bobby
Yeah.
understands that because she's her sister. So she's like gonna try to make her happy. And then she's like, we're gonna study, and then that backfires on Bobby.
Yeah. I love how she's like, how many flashcards do you have in the house? Like, my gut tells me not enough.
Yeah,
Um,
I thought it
and
was. And then we had the scene.
the scene.
They're in the Bobby's office at work, and they're practicing. They're
Yeah.
practicing their little flashcards, and she tells Bobby, "Oh my God, I can't remember, but it was something with uh, oh my God, why did I just drew a blank? I had it in my head, and I just lost it. But it was an acronym. The things that Betty something
Oh, well, one of them, I wrote it down. One of them was Susan bashfully poked Gargamel's Pomeranian.
Gargamel. Gargamel, that's it. That was it. Gargamel. I was like, Gargamel's from Smurfs. I
Yeah. Yeah.
was like, so I got that. I was like, that's funny. And then
And that
after that,
was to remember poultry.
poultry,
I don't
poultry,
get that. I don't get that.
because
I know,
it's
I'm sure it's a mnemonic device,
hmm
but I didn't understand why that was supposed to make you remember poultry.
hmm
It just
because
nothing about that would be poultry to me.
I guess the last one was P, so that they would remember the P in that because Gargamel's.
Pomeranian. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know why I didn't remember Pomeranian because I have one on my lap right now.
Then they went through like important steps of pre-shift hand washing.
Yeah, which first you turn the water on, and then
Yeah.
you roll up your sleeves and you wash your hands to your elbows. You do your
Yeah.
forearms too, basically.
And
She
the water
she
must be over
mimics it.
100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mhm. You're gonna burn your
No, thank you.
you're gonna burn your arm.
Yeah. Um, then they take a break and talk about how Well, they don't really take much of a break. Gabby doesn't want, not Gabby, Isabella doesn't want to stop
Bobby
studying.
goes out there and was like, anybody
Yeah.
else?
Yeah.
I do this and I'm the only one getting tortured.
Yeah.
Basically.
Meanwhile, Gabby is just telling people all kinds of stuff. And Guy comes up and asks for an IPA.
Mhm.
And she's like, great choice. I used to love having an IPA after hitting the books at college up in California's Bay Area, which is not a natural sounding sentence at all. And then Steve's like, she went to Stanford. The guy's like, seriously? That's impressive.
Mhm.
And it's like, yeah, she's too
Wait.
modest to tell you, but she double majored.
And then she said, psych, psychology was that one of them?
Philosophy and
Philosophy.
science.
It's philosophy and science. I knew it was something with a P.
And then I forget it was her
Yeah,
or Steve says, not just science, applied robotics.
yeah, it was Steve. It
Yeah.
was Steve.
But they kicked me out of the program for trying to build a robot who could love. The faculty was scared. And then they both say cowards.
I laughed at that. I was like, a robot who could love.
Yeah. And then is she
Emmett,
talking your ear off about the lacrosse team?
Emmett came in. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't remember that.
Nobody wants to hear about my incredible lacrosse career at Stanford University. Enjoy that IPA.
Hmm. They're like, oh,
Uh,
it's funny. And Dakota comes over and was like, but why is that funny? And they're like,
yeah. Dakota is
uh-huh,
right. Why
uh-huh,
is this funny?
uh-huh, it's not.
It's
And then
not.
Steve puts his foot in his mouth, and Emmett's
Yes, he
basically
does.
telling him, like, bro, you digging a hole. Like, you stop.
Yeah. So uh they go, well, Steve suggested it, and Dakota's like, why is it funny? And Steve's like, well, because Gabby, you're just, and she's like, I'm just what?
Uh-huh. A bartender?
And Emma goes, I'd stop talking.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, finish your sentence.
Uh-huh.
I'm just what? I'm just a bartender? And he goes, I didn't say that.
Hmm.
And she goes, yeah, but that's what you meant. And he goes,
Hmm.
Emmett, help me out here. And he goes, nope.
You're on your own, basically.
Yeah.
I like when he
It's
goes,
fun.
nope.
And then she says, oh, it's funny because I'm too dumb to go to Stanford, right? And Steve goes, yes.
Yes.
I mean, no.
No.
I mean, none of us could have gotten into Stanford.
She goes, well, what? It would have been funny if you wore this and pretended. And he's like, well, no, basically.
Maybe not as
Not,
funny.
maybe not as funny.
And then is it Dakota or Emmett that says something about like take the exit ramp?
Oh, that was Emmett. Just
Emmett,
take the
yeah.
exit ramp, dude. Like, or
Yeah.
man, something like
And
that.
then Bobby comes out of her office going, I can't take much more of this study. And was anybody here good at school? And Emma's just like, not the best
Not
time
the
for
best
that
time. Yeah,
question.
not the best time.
And
But Steve was. If you notice, Steve was like, he
yeah,
put his hand down, like,
yeah. So Bobby's talking about how she needs somebody to step in because everybody cares about Isabella, but
oh,
she's the only one getting punished for it.
or
And then Isabella appears in the doorway and is
oh,
like, I hope you're ready for the test tonight.
the tornado. What'd she call it? The
The head-to-head Thunderdome style lightning
Thunderdome.
practice test to
Thunderdome.
make sure they're ready for the real test, which is not till next week.
And there's 200 questions.
Yeah, she wrote 200 questions. I
Mhm.
love how Dakota asked, "What's the Thunderdome style lightning practice test?" And she was like, "Well, I'm glad that you asked because you're all staying to watch."
Yeah,
And then
because
before she walks back into the office, she's like, "Welcome to hell."
yeah.
Because like I can only imagine what Bobby is thinking
Mhm,
at her age. Because if
mhm.
and at my age, I'd be like, I'm not taking no test. I don't care what I signed up for. Like, I'm not studying this much and taking a test.
Yeah, she didn't know what it entailed when she got them enrolled in this course thing,
Yeah.
the safety course.
Well, she had no idea Isabella was going to take it this seriously.
No,
which
they
I
just
honestly think is a flaw on Bobby's part because anybody that has seen Isabella over the
knows she
course of
goes
the
over the
show
top.
knows she would take it this seriously.
Yeah, she goes way, way over the top.
Yeah.
Way dives into it. Like she would say,
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, so there's 200 test questions, and Bobby's like, "We're not going to do all of them, are we?" And she goes, "Well, not tonight, but eventually, yes." She asks Gabby to administer the test and choose a random set of 5 questions from them.
Mhm.
And then Gabby's all like, "Oh, gee, I hope I can figure out how to do it."
Mhm.
Is 5 like 6 but small?
Yeah. She's saying this to Steve, by the way.
Yeah. And then Steve goes, "Come on, Gabby. I believed you went to Stanford, remember? That makes me the dumb
Oh
one."
my
And she's
God.
like, "Wow."
He's like,
Yeah.
that screech.
Yeah.
Sorry if I
So
hurt your ears on that. My dog jumped.
no. So it's like, what are the rules and how do I bet on it? Was that Emmett?
Emmett.
Yeah. And
He's like, $5 on my lady.
yeah. So Isabella's like, there's no holding back. She wants to win fair and square.
Mhm.
And best of 5, no buzzing in. When you know the answer, you say the
Just saying.
answer. And Bobby goes, yes. When she asks if she's ready, and she goes, see, I knew the answer. I just said it. Which I thought was funny. Then Emmett says, $5 on Bobby.
Mhm.
Nothing says romance like gambling on your
On your
lady.
lady.
Yeah.
That's the lady part.
Steve says he'll take that action. And so Gabby launches into an intro to this. Ladies and gentlemen, blah, blah, blah. In this corner, we have Bobby McAllister weighing in at, what do you weigh,
Well,
Bobby?
100 and none of your business.
Yeah. And then she doesn't do an intro for Isabella.
I know. Because Bobby shot her down. That's why.
Bobby shut that down real quick. And so question 1, Isabella gets right.
Mhm.
Question 2, Isabella gets right and starts trash talking Bobby a little bit, saying
Mhm.
like her temperature is off the charts because she's so hot right now.
Yeah.
And then Bobby tells her to she's just getting warmed up. And
Mhm.
so question 3, Bobby gets right.
Mhm.
And it's about cooking a veal something. And she says 145, and Emmett's like, if you want to do it right, you take it off the heat at some other temperature.
130 and you put foil
130.
on it and you add a little rosemary. See, I remember that one.
No, horseradish, not
Horseradish. That's
rosemary.
it.
Yeah.
Okay. I remembered some of it, okay? Like, I'm
Yeah,
very
yeah.
tired right now, so.
I wrote notes. That's how I'm remembering most of this.
Horseradish. I hate horseradish,
Horseradish.
but
I
anyway.
do too. Yeah.
I like
And
rosemary.
then yeah, question 4 was, what does the T stand for in the food safety acronym ALERT? And Isabella's like trying to go through it in her head, and Bobby goes threat,
What?
and that's correct.
Mhm.
And so we are tied
2 to 2.
2-2 going into the final question. And the question's about, if lasagna is removed from the oven at 11, what time must it be served by, according to the guidelines?
Before it
And
goes bad. Yeah.
yeah, Isabella says 5 o'clock and thinks she's won. And
Mhm.
Gabby goes, incorrect. And she's like, what?
What?
Uh, Bobby then says, hot food has a shorter shelf life than cold food, so it's 3 o'clock.
Mhm.
And that is the correct answer. Bobby is crowned the champion of this trivia food test thing. And Steve walks over and gives Emmett $5
Uh-huh.
because Emmett's happy because you always bet on your lady.
Yep.
And then Dakota's trying to bring up the desk again.
And nobody's listening.
And Bobby says, well, since I won so fast, I think we have time for that. And Isabella starts going, that last question wasn't fair.
Mhm.
Gabby picked one that was easy for you. And it's like, Isabella, you're being a sore loser.
Yeah.
Well, you're being unfair. Whatever, I'm going home.
Mhm. And basically takes off. And
Yeah.
Dakota still doesn't get his answer. Poor guy.
Dakota does not get his answer, no. Then back at the house, Bobby has followed Isabella home, tells her she
Mhm.
drives like a maniac, Didn't you see me behind you flashing my brights? And Isabella's like, I thought it was a crazy person. And Bobby was, it was me, because
Me.
you're driving me crazy. And Isabella is not in the mood to talk.
Mm-mm.
And Bobby's like, good, because I'm not here to talk. Pop quiz.
Mhm.
You want
True,
best of 7?
true or false?
Yeah, true or false? You're acting like a brat. And
She's like,
Isabella
false.
doesn't want to answer. Then she eventually says false, and Bobby's like, wrong answer. True or false? You're mad at me, even though this whole time I've been helping you. And Isabella
Mhm.
goes, true. And then the last one is an essay question,
Mhm.
which is just why.
Mhm.
And Isabella says, I don't know. And Bobby's like, what school did you go to that you can think I don't know is an essay?
Yeah. I mean,
And
there's one where Brandy would get away.
yeah. And Isabella starts talking to her about how, like, she doesn't know. She doesn't know anything. She doesn't know who she is anymore. She doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't know what type of desk to put in her room that'll help her get her life back together.
Mhm.
Bob's like, that's a lot of pressure to put on a desk.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
What was the thing she said that was really good though that we both liked?
Isabella talks about how it's not the fun of school that she misses, it's the certainty. And Bobby says, I hope you never get it back. And
Mhm.
Isabella's like,
That's
rude. And
it.
she's like, no, certainty is a trap that keeps your life small, which is such a great line.
Mhm. Yeah. You get some of these perfect lines that some of these writers put out there, and that's just yeah. And
Yeah.
she talks about the she thought she was certain she wouldn't find love again after her husband died, but she's yeah, it's
Yeah. She's like, but look at me and Emmett now.
mhm.
And Isabella's like, cute. Can we get back to me though?
Yeah.
And Bobby goes, you know what else I was certain about? Didn't need a little sister.
Mhm.
And now you're one of the greatest joys of my life.
Mhm.
And Isabella's like, even when I'm a brat? And Bobby's like, you're not a brat. And Isabella's like, you said I
It
was.
was.
She's like, I did? I came in hot. And then we go back to the bar where Steve has gotten Gabby a new red sweatshirt that says she can
She
only
can
wear
only
it
wear
when
it when he's
she's with
there.
him.
Mhm.
And it says I'm with stupid and has an arrow pointing in Steve's
His
direction.
direction.
Gabby's like, it's cute. And Steve says, I think you think I said something I didn't say.
Mhm.
And you're mad at me. And Gabby's like, I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the voice in my head.
Mhm.
And I was acting like a baby. And after seeing Isabella, I realized that's not a good look.
Mhm.
And Steve's like, more explanation, please. And she's just like, this voice in my head, it's always telling me I'm not smart enough or good enough or able to do anything and just not enough. And that's who I'm really mad at. And Steve says he's glad that he's good to know that he's not the only one who does that,
Mhm.
and asks her what her voice sounds like. And she says, Gilbert Gottfried doing an impression of my mom. And Steve's response is brutal.
Brutal. Brutal. 'Cause Gilbert Gottfried, he's annoying.
Yes.
His voice was annoying. So, like, if you knew who Gilbert Gottfried was or is, you know what that voice is.
Yeah. So Steve then tells her that what she has to do is basically tell her voice to shut up.
Mhm.
And he demonstrates how he tells his inner voice to shut up and says that it works. Um,
He points at his
yeah,
face
lots of pointing at himself.
and he tells Gabby to do the same thing. She does. It does make her feel better. And then he's like, but does it, work? And he's like, the people that live near me think I have a roommate. And I was like, true, true.
Yeah. And
They
then,
would think that if you're talking.
yeah. then they end the episode back in Isabella's room
Mhm.
at her place at Bobby's house, and Dakota is presenting the desk. And he was like, I was struggling.
Mhm.
You know, furniture is important. It's like giving somebody a new wooden roommate,
Mhm.
which I thought was very funny. And then he's like, the first sketch that I had was powerful but not chic. And Emmett goes, and then he thought his second sketch was chic but not powerful. So I told him just make a desk that's like Isabella, and they
Mhm.
pull it off, and it's oak, strong and
That's
supportive,
sort of.
just like you.
Mhm.
And Gabby goes, give it to Gabby. Gabby's trying to take the desk. Um, and Isabella's like, no, I love it. It's better than anything I could have imagined. And
Mhm.
uh, Gabby comments that there's no ashtray.
Because Gabby wanted when you're making it. She commented earlier about you should. Mine had an ashtray with it. You should have an ashtray. Basically,
Yeah,
you should have an ashtray.
yeah. And then the guys are gonna preparing to move it, and the girls are like, nope, we have a system. And then they shuffle themselves around with the desk until it's in place, and it looks great. And Isabella says it's not quite done yet, and she takes the lamp that
She was gonna
of
throw out.
Gracie's that she was
Mhm.
gonna throw out and puts it on the desk,
Mhm.
and that's the end of the episode.
Oh no, they hug,
Oh
and
yeah, they
then
all
she said,
hug. The
and then she goes,
girls all hug,
and
and
she
then
goes,
Emmett
Gabby.
hugs
No,
Dakota.
no. She said, Gabby half, because that's when she was having. So she's like, Gabby half, and she goes and gives
Yeah,
her. She pulls her over, and then Emmett grabs Dakota and hugs him.
yeah,
And I was like, that was cute.
yeah. So those are our two episodes.
Mhm.
I'm glad we're caught up. We're gonna
Me
watch
too.
episode 5 hopefully on Friday or Saturday. Probably Saturday.
Listen, I'm going to watch it. I just can't guarantee when
Yeah,
we're gonna film because I have to go to the nursing home to keep continuing to watch my mom, and it depends on
yeah.
when she falls asleep. Because I try to stay there until she falls asleep. Because after she falls asleep, then the nurse can sit outside her room to keep an eye on her, and I could go home and be in peace a little bit.
Well, Friday night is also slightly complicated this week because that's when Ferris and I are watching the extended edition of The Two Towers.
Oh, I will not
Uh,
be staying up
s-
that long.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
starting at 7:30 Pacific.
So 10
So
my time? I'm not
10:30 your
waiting that
time.
long. I'm not waiting
Yeah,
that long. I'm sorry, guys. I know they're
yeah.
long.
So that's why I said or Saturday. We'll have a better chance of doing it on Saturday, I think.
Probably.
But yeah,
I
thank
want
you
to try to
everyone.
hopefully maybe do these eventually live, maybe?
Yeah, we're gonna try to do these eventually live after the episodes air, but we need life to stop lifing so much and
Yeah,
settle down.
yeah. But Friday, if Friday was gonna be, because my cousin's gonna be away, so my sister might be bringing me home, and she doesn't get out of work until 11, so I wouldn't be getting home till probably like 11:30,
Yeah,
and that's a lot. My
yeah,
long day. So life is lifing, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try on Saturday night. It might be a little later, but maybe we'll go live. Maybe we'll
maybe.
start doing these a little live. We'll we'll
Yeah,
we'll toy with it with the
yeah, we
idea.
will.
We'll see how that goes. But
And again, Stumble reviews are coming. We're just not doing that tonight because it's already midnight here where I am and almost 1 a.m. where Brandy is. So,
welcome to my
yeah.
life. And I gotta get up at 5 in the morning. So
Yeah. So we're gonna get out of here, but thank you everyone for joining us. Thank
thank
you
you.
to the people who've been commenting on the reviews. Appreciate that.
Yes, please keep commenting and telling us what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy, and yeah, just give us your opinions, and we'll start
Give us
reading
your yeah
some. If we get enough, we'll start putting them on the air and
yeah.
seeing what comes up.
Give us your thoughts on this these two
Season.
episodes and this season so far in the comments below.
Are
Also
you like
like the video.
Yeah, are you liking the continuing storyline throughout the episodes, or You'd rather the one-offs?
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. Join
Yeah.
us.
Like the episode, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode, because especially since we don't know when they're going to happen. And we will see you next time. I need to do this.